Okay, I have to thank my friend Jill for this awesome term, the Thutt. So it's that place where your thigh and your butt kind of meet, right here. I have my son, he's with me today. Come on, we're gonna demonstrate this great move that's so good for loosening up your hips, which is important if you're participating in my circle solution, my brand new e-course, to have nice loose hips. So it's gonna loosen up the hips and it's gonna strengthen your hip and core. So I wanna show you first the terminology we're using. So lay down on your tummy all the way, good. And so what's gonna happen here is your knee is gonna be bent in this move. And you're gonna be rotating your hip internally. So his hip in the hip joint is actually rotating internally right now. But see, the leg, during hip internal rotation, the lower leg and foot actually go outward. So it's kind of confusing. It's like the opposite of what you think. So right now, his hip is in external rotation, the hip in the hip joint, but his foot is going internally, toward the inside. So again, this is hip internal rotation, and this is hip external rotation. And so in the move, you're going to be doing the move with a hip extension in internal rotation and a hip extension in hip external rotation. All right, let's get going. Thank you. Okay, let's get started with this move. So you're going to start on your hands and knees. We're going to do it on hands and knees first, and then we'll transition to a more functional position, which is standing. So anytime you can transition a move to an upright position, it's more functional, it's more useful because we live our lives standing upright. But let's get started on hands and knees. So you can be on your hands and knees, or I actually prefer to be on elbows with my forearms parallel. So my elbows right under my shoulders and my forearms parallel. And tummy is really strongly drawn in. Gonna bring one leg up, and you can have the foot flexed like this, or toe pointed up toward the ceiling, or just kind of neutral and chilled out, not really worried about one or the other. So you're gonna start with a hip extension straight up toward the ceiling, little pulses, keeping your hips and your pelvis square, pointed toward the floor. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to move into hip internal rotation and do the exact same move. So keep your tummy strong, pulled in, your pelvis level, and you're going 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back to the middle and then go into hip external rotation, and we go 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Woo. So with that, you want to keep your forearms parallel the whole time and really strongly grounded into the mat, abs pulled in, and pelvis level. Let's do the other side. So pull that tummy in, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, abs are drawn in and pelvis is level. Now let's go into that internal rotation at the hip. So hip joint internally rotating, and 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now hip external rotation, pelvis is still level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, kind of fun, huh? Let's go do it standing up. All right, so what we're gonna do now is zipped up and strong. You're gonna bend at the knee. Your pelvis is level. Don't let this happen. Pelvis is level. You're zipped up through the core, and you go straight back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then internal rotation at the hip. 1, 2, 3. Still going straight back, but my hip is internally rotated, so my foot is now pointed out. 9, 10. Come back to the middle just for a second to find neutral, and then externally rotate at the hip. So again, hip joint is externally rotated. Your hip is in, your foot is in. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Same thing other side. So here we go, zipped up and strong. We go straight back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now internal rotation at the hip, still strong through the core. Pelvis is level, pelvis is square. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now externally rotate at the hip without opening your whole pelvis open. You want to keep your pelvis square. You go 10 times. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So you can play with that and do little combos where you go zipped up and strong. You go straight back 5 times, out 5 times, middle 5 times, in 5 times. Or you can go pulse back, out, middle, in, middle, out, middle, in, middle, out, middle, in, middle, out, middle, in. Are you getting the hang of that? It's kind of fun to do this quick back and forth pattern where you're going neutral, hip external rotation, neutral, hip internal rotation. You just have to be sure that that whole time you're keeping your core zipped up and strong and your pelvis pretty square facing forward. So I'll do that on the other side. Zipped up and strong, middle, external rotation, middle, internal rotation, middle, external, middle, internal, middle, external, middle, internal. All right. Or you can just crawl along on the ground and that works too. So I hope that you felt that, kind of waking up those Thutt muscles and loosening up the hip joint. It's a really great move. You can do it anywhere as long as you have something to hold on to if you're standing. And the floor is a great place to start as well. So thanks for watching.